Another problem with religious moderation is that it's not only intellectually bankrupt, it is theologically bankrupt. Because the fundamentalists have actually read the books, and they're right about them. These books are every bit as intolerant, every bit as divisive as the Osama bin Ladens of the world or the Jerry Falwells of the world suggest. And I'm not necessarily equating the two of them in moral terms. But there is once we dignify the claim that the Bible or the Quran, conspicuously, is a book that is a communication that is fundamentally different from any other book, be it the plays of Shakespeare or the Iliad. These books are not literature. They are the best books we have in moral terms. Once we dignify those claims, we are really hostage to their contents. I mean, the creator of the universe does hate homosexuals. If you read the Bible, at the very least, homosexual men, gay sex, is an abomination. It is spelled out in Leviticus. This edict is ramified in Romans. Many Christians imagine that the New Testament fundamentally repudiates all the barbarism that's found in the Old Testament in books like Leviticus and Deuteronomy and 2 Samuel and Exodus. That's not true. You can take Jesus in half his moods and get some really beautiful ethical precepts like the Golden Rule. But Jesus also said things like in Luke 19, anyone who doesn't want me to reign over him, bring him before me and slay him before me. Okay? I guarantee you that the inquisitors of the Middle Ages, who were burning heretics alive for 5 solid centuries, they had read the whole New Testament. They had read the Sermon on the Mount. They found some way to square their behavior with the ministry of Jesus. It's not an accident that the great lights of the church, people like St. Thomas Aquinas and St. Augustine, people who are still taught to every freshman in every great book seminar, certainly in my country. In Aquinas' case, he thought heretics should be killed outright. In Augustine's case, he thought they should be tortured. Augustine's argument for the use of torture actually laid the foundations for the Inquisition. Okay, well, we look back on these events and we think, people being burnt alive, scholars being tortured to the point of madness for speculating about the nature of the stars. We look back from our perch in the 21st century and we think, okay, these societies were just unhinged. I mean, these were lunatics. It's not true. This was totally reasonable behavior given what was believed. Heresy, just think about it. If there's something that your neighbor can say to your child that is so spiritually wayward that it could put your child's future in jeopardy for eternity, okay, that is much worse than the child molester living next door. We're talking about an eternity of suffering because your child has learned to call God by the right name or think there is no God. Okay, so the stakes really are enormously high. And another problem with moderation, incidentally, is moderates, and certainly secularists, tend to be blinded by their own moderation. It's very difficult for moderates to actually believe that people believe this stuff. It's difficult for a moderate. When you see on the news broadcast, you see the jihadist looking into the video camera saying things like, "We love death more than the infidel loves life." And then he blows himself up. Religious moderates, not fundamentalists, religious moderates tend to think, well, no, that really wasn't why he blew himself up. It doesn't have anything to do with religion. This is economics, it's lack of educational opportunities. I don't know how many more engineers and architects have to hit the wall at 400 miles an hour for us to realize this is not simply a matter of education. The truth of our circumstance is quite a bit more sinister than that. It is actually possible to be so well educated that you can build a nuclear bomb and still believe that you're going to get the 72 virgins.